Political Point Magazine. And right now. Okay, my friends. Yes, we will get started in just a moment here. Okay, here we are. Yes. You are watching Political Point Magazine. Where the right is right and the left always on the wrong side of history. Why? Because political minds want to know. So enjoy a conservative point of view. And let's talk pea soup. With tonight's top stories. Well, the 9/11 Memorial has or museum is now unveiled, and the impact is very, very insightful. And everything is coming into play here. And also, what about our veterans? Veterans are very important. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. There's a new VA scandal that has been getting close attention, and it now is up to Obama to clean it up. Yeah, that's right. But so Obama is forced to, and now a New York cabbie also creates. I'm a little ahead of myself, but India has a new president. The Indian opposition triumphs, and a New York cabbie creates a stir wearing a swastika, and Political Point has a lesson for the liberals tonight. Yep, that's right, my friends. Okay, so on this. We are getting this all set to go. Yes. Yep. And so, my friends, we will get this party started right on hand here. All right now. Welcome to We Will Take It to the Phones also, as on this Monday, the 19th. Okay, I am your humble host, William Mitro. Okay, my friends, welcome. I am your humble host, William Mitro, here. And now, this is Monday, the 19th of May. Wow, where did the time go? Now, all right, I have been researching a lot of things that have been going on in the news. And my friends, it is quite interesting the way things are shaping up. But, my friends, there is one thing good that did come up, and literally did come up, okay, which was the 9/11 Museum, okay. Now, every year, my friends, we are going to commemorate the 9/11 families and stuff like that. But we now have a new museum which has um, arisen, and there's a lot of great stuff in there, which encourage people to go down to New York City and um, and go see the 9/11 memorial, um, of which here's pictures. New York City, all right. But now the 9/11 memorial, it touched hearts, museum, okay, and President Obama actually did a speech down there at the unveiling of the museum, in which he talked about one of the 9/11 heroes of the terrorist attack. But here's President Obama speaking on that. All right.
Spreading. The air was filled with smoke. It was dark, and they could barely see. It seemed as if there was no way out. A young man in his 20s, strong, emerged from the smoke, and over his nose and his mouth, he wore a red handkerchief. He led those survivors down the stairs to safety and carried a woman on his shoulders down 17 flights. Then he went back up all those flights. Wells was just 24 years old, with a broad smile and a bright future. Today, as we saw on our tour, one of his red handkerchiefs is on display in this museum. And from this day forward, all those who come here will have a chance to know the sacrifice of a young man who, like so many, gave his life so others might live.
Okay. Well, now that was a very, very touching story, and it's very, very true. But in that whole speech, he never mentioned once why 9/11 happened, or who attacked us on 9/11. He never mentioned radical Islam attacked us. He never mentioned that in his speech. And this strikes me as kind of odd with, in a post 9/11 world, okay, we have everything that we need to know, all right, and yet the president of the United States doesn't even acknowledge the fact that we had 9/11 due to radical extremists, radical Islamists, all right, terrorists, all right, and in the 9/11 memorial, all right, there's a piece of one of the hijacked airplanes that brings life to the horror of the attacks. A total of 76 passengers and 11 crew members aboard. American Airlines Flight 11 perished when the jet crashed into the North Tower at 8:46 a.m. on Tuesday, September 11th, 2001. All right. Now, there's several other things that were on display in the 9/11 memorial. For example, on display is a standard issue fire department FDNY shirt that had been worn by Lieutenant Mickey Cross, and one of 16 people who survived the northern tower collapse in the small air pocket under stairwell B. Okay, 9/11. Then there was a display of missing persons posters, recalls the anguished days and weeks after the 9/11 attacks. All right. Now, there also was these were simple objects on someone's desk before. There were some simple objects. There was a phone, some scissors, a card holder, and whatnot. But it's just a touching display of everything that was in the memorial. All right. Namely, there was a flag over there. Okay. Now the American flag. Okay, which now we need to address the issue. Okay, but the American flag right there, as you see there, all right, that the American flag, like several others found in the rubble, gives testament to New Yorkers' patriotic spirit. Okay, you see that there, all right. But the 9/11 museum, which is now up and open for people to visit there, and I strongly encourage people to go there, and curators preserved the interior of Chelsea jeans, and including its ash-covered merchandise. The clothing store was located on Broadway near Fulton Street, and a block from the towers. Okay, so there's memories of that in there too. So, but there's a lot to be said about 9/11 Memorial. All right, and this right here was my favorite picture. Even, okay, you can hear, okay, they even had the bullhorn that President Bush used. Okay, and when he said, "I can hear you, I can hear you, the rest of the world hears you, and the people who knock these buildings down will hear all of us soon." President Bush. President Bush was a tremendous president. He was one of the greatest presidents we ever had. After 9/11 hit, he took the strong affirmative action to protect us from any future terrorist attacks. And that is another thing that I stress to these liberals out here that totally hate President Bush. President Bush, for 8 years, has been a strong protector of the American people. For his 8 years his 8 years in office, they had everything. We were protected under George W. Bush. Okay. In fact, there is lots to understand about why 9/11 happened. All right. In fact, okay, we bring this up because when Clinton was president, there was a lot at stake here. Okay, there was a lot at stake here, and we had several items, several evidence that the terrorists were attacking us. Okay, we were attacked more times by Al Qaeda under President Clinton than we ever were under George W. Bush. Okay, in fact, when Clinton was president, those were the terror buildup years, and the terrorists were actually plotting 9/11 during Clinton's presidency, and Clinton came this close to getting bin Laden. Why? Oh, why did it take so long to finally get what is going on here? Okay, but now under Clinton, those were the terror buildup years in which Al Qaeda attacked us several times. and Clinton failed miserably in fighting terrorism. All right, he came this close to getting Bin Laden, but missed. All right, and then under George W. Bush, okay, those were I call the protector years, okay, in which George W. Bush, after 9/11, took extreme measures to protect us from any future terrorist attacks. All right, and in fact, the Patriot Act and the terror surveillance program and the and everything that George W. Bush put into play protected us from terrorists. Okay, we didn't have another terrorist attack on U.S. soil since then, since 9/11, 2001. So that proves that everything that George W. Bush did was the appropriate action, okay, in all of this. And now that we have Obama for president, okay, it seems quite odd that he went on his apology tour, you know, apologizing for us defending ourselves, you know, after 9/11, which is really ridiculous. And then he gives fuel to the fire by actually negotiating with terrorists, negotiating with the Taliban. And when the Taliban moved back into Afghanistan, he made side deals with them. Okay? He didn't get along with President Hamid Karzai. Okay? In fact, Karzai's government was the most corrupt government in Afghan history. And now we see all of this unfolding. Obama's foreign policy is a disaster now. The terrorists are now thriving now. They're, in fact, with the missing airplane, the missing Malaysia airplane, terrorists can take that now and use that to better strengthen themselves. Okay? Now, everything that Obama has done is totally backwards. Okay? He took us out of Iraq and back into Afghanistan, but that didn't help. And then he had the nerve in his last State of the Union address to announce that we will be out of Iraq or out of Afghanistan totally. When out of Afghanistan totally at the end of 2014. Okay, now with all of this unfolding, okay, Obama's foreign policy is a disaster. All right, we have everything in our midst here. Okay, and now we find out that okay, after 6 years of President Obama, you know, our foreign policy is a disaster, and now they're finally going after China over their hacking, their cyber hacking. Okay, now why is it taking so long for them to actually get things going? All right, now speaking of taking so long, what about our vets? Okay, yes, what about our vets? Now, there is a VA scandal, okay, a VA scandal in which that has created such an uproar. All right, okay, that it's taken Obama and Obama and the Obama White House is kind of like up at arms at this. But we ask, what about our vets? Because it's taking so long for there's long waiting lines for their care and stuff. And this was a problem under the Bush administration too. Okay, so I'm not pulling any strings. We need to be more. We need to help our veterans more. All right, but hearings reports, the Veterans Affairs Secretary, Mr. Shinseki, testified to things here.
Any adverse incident like this makes me mad as hell.
More than a month.
Okay. Yep. But anyhow, the veterans, our veterans, are just not getting the care that.
In response to allegations about manipulation of appointment scheduling at Phoenix, I am committed to taking all actions necessary to identify exactly what the issues are, to fix them, and to strengthen veterans' trust in VA healthcare.
Nevada.
Really, really now?
Would you explain to me, after knowing all this information, why you should not resign?
Well, I tell you, Senator, that I came here to make things better for veterans. That was my appointment by the president.
The outrage.
Really? Well, under your watch, VA healthcare has gotten a lot worse. Okay? Why, oh why, has it taken so long for 6.5 years? Okay? For 6.5 years, we've had to deal with this. Well, over that, but it's quite interesting here that that the veterans are not getting the proper care. They have to fill out like this 27-page document in order to get their care. All right, and then there's long waiting lines now for their care. What is wrong with this picture here? All right, why hasn't Obama done anything about it? Or even spoken about it until now. All right, until now, it's just ridiculous. In fact, President Obama actually 5 years ago, 5 years ago, actually campaigned on actually made a promise and a pledge to better serve our veterans, better take care of our veterans. And this now is, but people are demanding Shinseki's resignation, okay? And why hasn't the president done anything about this, okay? Why hasn't the president done anything about it? There's been calls for this for the longest time, and sure, he sent a representative down to address the issue, but that's 5 years too late. All right. In fact, okay. And here
The best ideas and put them into action, all with a simple mission: cut those backlogs, slash those wait times, deliver your benefits sooner. I know you've heard this for years, but the leadership and resources we're providing this time means that we're going to be able to do it.
yeah. Ironically, 6.5 years later, the veterans are still waiting. Still waiting. Mr. Obama, where are you? 6.5 years later, the veterans are still waiting for better care. All right. And why? And this in a statement, okay, right here, okay, this in a statement, okay, about the veterans. Mr. Eric Cantor, okay, Republican of Virginia, says time after time, President Obama deflects blame of his hand-picked cabinet secretaries. The president has said White House staff will now review the situation, but it is time for the president to get involved directly. Yep, I agree entirely. All right, I agree entirely. Okay, so my friends, it is time for our veterans to have better care, and and as we have seen with this president, okay, that he's more of a standby president. Okay, he doesn't take action, and he doesn't say he doesn't do what he says he's gonna do. All right, I mean that speech that I just showed, that clip. Okay, he said that in 2009. Okay, that our veterans were gonna get better care, faster service. Okay, and no more wait time and everything. All right, but it's 6.5 years later, and he hasn't done anything. 6.5 years later. Okay, you would think that the president would be up on this. Okay, this is more of a standby president, I tell you. Okay, and my friends, it's just coming to pass that we have this scandal still. Okay, VA scandal creates more of an uproar because President Obama hasn't done anything. Okay, where is President Obama on this? All right, we have to know. I just don't see him. I don't see him on this. Okay, and it reminds me that this president has said that he's going to take strong action. He has said that he's going to take. There will be consequences for people that pose a danger to us and other people and other countries, but there have been no consequences. He has taken no responsibility for his follies, and he has taken no responsibility for the follies of his cabinet. All right, I mean, sure, now the White House now has Health and Human Services Secretary Sebelius resigning now, and they're gonna confirm somebody else for that spot now, but I think that was Sebelius taking responsibility for herself. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and now, my friends, okay, what I want to do now, okay, is I want to take you down to this. Okay, I want to take you up to this now. Okay, because we have now a new president in India. All right. Yep, a new president in India. All right, that's right. Okay, and we see now. Okay, right up there. Okay. The Indian opposition. Hold on a second. Let me post that back up there. Okay, but the Indian opposition, okay, as we see here, okay, triumphed, and India has a new president. Okay, that's right. Okay, India has a new president. Okay, okay, and so with this now, my friends, it was quite interesting as I grabbed the mic here. Okay, and whoa, okay, oh no, oh, you see that? Okay, yeah, but anyhow, I grabbed the mic and we see that the president of India now, okay, India has a new president, okay, and the India's voters chose Hindu nationalists, pro-business politician to be their next prime minister. Okay, tossing out the party that has led the country for most of the past 67 years. That's right, riding a wave of voter discontent with the incumbent Congress party, and a sharply slowing economy. The Bharatiya Janata Party, led by Narendra Modi was on track Friday evening to win 282 to of the 548 seats in the lower house of parliament, according to the election commission. All right, so we have a new president here, okay, which you see in the Wall Street Journal. All right, a new prime minister of India. All right, and that, my friends, is quite amazing. All right, so the opposition triumphed in India, and which brings me to another issue before I get to everything else here, okay, because I have lots to talk about here. All right, and little time to discuss it, okay, but we now I have talked about there have been little instances in America of people flaunting racial things and stuff like that, okay, but we now have an instance, okay, where a New York cabbie, okay, and I'm gonna show you this. All right, whoops, wrong side here. All right, but a New York cabbie, right there, you see him right there, okay, created a stir, okay, created a stir when he was wearing a swastika. Yeah, that's right, a swastika. Okay, now, right, yeah, so he was wearing a swastika while driving the cab. All right, now this is a very interesting story, my friends. Okay, now this is a very interesting story, and okay, now this cab driver, okay, this cab driver who has taken road rage to new levels has been, as he was suspended for 30 days for wearing a Nazi swastika. Now the interesting thing is about this, though, okay, the interesting thing is about this, all right, and as I show you him right here, all right, this guy, he's a Dominican, all right, now this is the first, okay, now here's the first, a Dominican Nazi, right, yeah, who drives a cab in New York City and denies the existence of a Holocaust. Yeah. Okay. Now, this guy, okay, a clueless cabbie named Gabriel Diaz has been suspended for wearing a Nazi swastika and armband while on duty. All right. Now, this is a slap on the wrist. All right. Suspended for 30 days. All right. If I was the cab company, I would have fired him. I would have fired this guy. All right. He was wearing a swastika, and this is what he says. All right. This is what he says to justify his behavior. All right. He says, if a Muslim can drive a cab wearing a turban, if a homosexual can walk around with a big rainbow flag, why can't a person like me wear a Nazi armband? This guy's nuts. All right, that's what he said, and plus he's a little ignorant. Okay, now he wears a Nazi swastika armband, gets suspended for 30 days, only 30 days. Okay, where is the racial activists, human rights people on this? Okay, like Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson. Okay, where are those people? Okay, where are they? Okay, because my friends, it's quite interesting that these people, okay, these people that come out and say that they're for our civil civil liberties and civil rights and stuff. Okay, but then you get this wacko here, okay, a Dominican, okay, wearing a Nazi swastika while driving, okay, but then he says, okay, now Diaz is 27, okay, and he believes that the races should live with their own kind, and he doesn't get into the multiculturalism stuff. All right, so now and then he says I know it's very controversial that a non-white is wearing a Nazi armband. He said, however, whoever said that said you had to be white to be a national socialist. Okay, so this guy is quite the wacko here. Okay, quite the wacko, and it's just ludicrous. All right, and now, my friends, before I get to the phone lines here, all right, I have another issue for people to get in their heads there. All right, but I'm gonna take it to this little issue here. All right, in which I have a political lesson for the liberals here. All right, now, so we take it to political points. The political point lesson for the liberals. Okay, here. Now, on and on and on. Okay, I have had to talk about this issue for quite some time, but I just encountered another person, okay, who is very misinformed, very misinformed, okay, about this issue here. All right. So, in taking into consideration, and the issue is marijuana. All right. Now, okay. So I have a little lesson for the liberals here. Okay. Now, these people are so entrenched and so fascinated about trying to legalize marijuana. All right. Now, there's only been 2 states that have legalized it. Colorado and Washington. All right. But Colorado and Washington are having problems with this, okay, because of the THC levels. All right. People are driving while high. All right. And their THC levels are too high. All right. And they can't concentrate. Now, these advocates of medical marijuana claim that pot has all sorts of health benefits, and I totally disagree with them, because marijuana does not cure anything. All right. Okay. In fact, marijuana triggers psychosis. Okay. There's a new study, and this is coming from the WebMD, the WebMD health archive. Mental health archives, okay, but there's a study out from Australia that suggests that smoking pot can drive some people crazy, or at least make them go crazy sooner than they would if they hadn't never smoked the pipe at all. Okay, now the study, published online in Archives of General Psychology, shows that potheads develop severe mental illnesses like schizophrenia about 2.7 years earlier than people who don't use marijuana at all. All right. Now, the link between smoking pot and mental illness appears strongest in children 12 to 15 years of age, Reuters reports. Okay. Now, they develop mental illnesses that might not have shown up until their late teens or late 20s. Okay, if they showed up at all. Okay, now the results of this study provide strong evidence that reducing cannabis use could delay or even prevent some cases of psychosis. All right. Okay. Now, what explains the link between marijuana use and several mental illnesses? Well, one possibility, according to one Dr. Large, is that pot smoking actually causes psychosis. All right. Other possibilities, he said, are that pot might hasten the onset of psychotic symptoms in vulnerable people or make symptoms of psychosis worse. Okay? So now, this study is also backed up. Okay? So now, this is our lesson to the liberals on marijuana. And this study is also backed up by another study from Germany, I believe. Okay? And the study research, okay, the study found that adolescents and young adults who smoke marijuana have an increased risk of experiencing psychotic symptoms, according to the new study. Okay, now the new findings appear online in the journal BMJ. Okay, researchers assessed marijuana use during a 10-year study of 1,923 participants aged 14 to 24 in Germany. Okay, those participants who had no psychotic symptoms and had never tried marijuana when the study began and then started using marijuana had nearly double the risk of experiencing psychotic symptoms in the future. All right. And those who used marijuana before the start of the study and who continued use over the study period had an increased risk of persistent psychotic symptoms, the study shows. All right? And so that is exactly why the stuff should never be legalized. All right? It has no socially redeeming value whatsoever. All right? Marijuana causes psychosis, causes people to go crazy. And it can and will kill you if you smoke it to excess. All right. And with that, my friends, okay, I will take it to the phone lines. All right. Who has been listening? All right. 272-3835 is the number. All right. Okay. We want your thoughts and opinions here. All right. 272-3835 is the number. Okay. Who's out there? Who's been paying attention? All right. Now, mind you, all of this has been. It's been. We have a pretty good show going on here. All right. And now, my advice is to stay away from harm. All right. And don't buy into the liberal ideology. All right. The liberal ideology is. The liberal think tank is the problem here. All right. Okay. Over the years now, we've had Obama for president for 6.5 years. All right. And this all due to, he got elected due to liberal ideology. Okay. Liberal ideology, the liberal think tank, okay, chose Obama to change things. Okay. Now, not necessarily change things for the better, but change things. And so he did. Okay. Since Obama's been president, we have had the slowest economic growth in political history. We have had the highest unemployment rate in political history since the Great Depression. All right. We have had the lowest economic standards in history. All right. And it's just ridiculous that we have a president that is so naive that to even think that with all the alternative energy provisions that he has put into play, that all of that would be good for the country. Okay, we have a president that's so naive that we are just going down the tubes slowly and right in front of our faces. This is the standby president, all right? Okay, breaking his promises every time, every day, every week, every month, every year. Okay, we end up with broken promises, and then there's the scandals on top of it. All right. So I mentioned the VA earlier. Okay, and this is the problem here. Okay, so President Obama says that he's going to take care of things, right? Okay, and I showed you the clip from 2009 where he says, oh, he's going to make it better for the veterans. But he's done nothing for 6.5 years for the veterans. All right. Okay. And then he stands out there, we have the all the clips and stuff, but he stands out there on a golf course, and threatens Russia, saying that there's going to be major consequences, but he doesn't take action. Okay, so there's no consequences for what Putin does. Okay, he stands out there and says, if the Syrian president crosses the red line, then there will be serious consequences. Okay, but yet there's no consequences. They haven't gotten rid of their chemical weapons. All right, and there's still no consequences for them. All right. We haven't even gone to war, which the president was threatening. Oh, we may go to war, and this will be unbelievably small, incredibly small war. Okay, that's what Secretary of State John Kerry said. Okay, an unbelievably small war. Yeah, sure. But yet, we haven't taken action. Okay. Our negotiations between the Israelis and the Palestinians have gone awry. They've crumbled. Okay, there's no negotiations now. Okay, they have shut down the talks. Okay, and there's nothing. Obama was supposed to be the unifier in all this, but there's no unity there. Okay, there's no unity there. Okay, Israel is still our friend and ally, but the Palestinians are making it tough for the Israelis, right? And they're running. See, people don't understand that Palestine is run by terrorists. The terrorist group Hamas. All right. And so there's no peace. There's going to be no peace. All right. In there. Okay. So for as long as these countries elect these terrorists, okay, there's going to be no peace between them. Okay. So we have the network Hamas running Palestine, and that's part of the problem. We don't have true diplomats in that country. Okay, Israel was clearly there first, though, and Israel did the right thing when they gave their border states to the Palestinians and that was supposed to create the peace line between the two countries. But it clearly hasn't, because we now see the Palestinians just totally out there and not doing anything. All right, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so 272-3835 is the number. Okay, if you are paying attention. Okay, we have on our backs is a lot to be done. There's a lot to be done now. Okay, so now you wouldn't have these problems overseas. Okay, if we had a Republican president. Okay, that's what we're aiming for now. We need a Republican president and a Republican Congress. Okay, so to avoid all of these problems now, okay, we might have had stuff done on the VA. Okay, on the VA, if a Republican was president. Okay, so for example, in 2008, if John McCain won that election, you would have most certainly saw action taken on the VA. Okay, you would have most certainly saw things improve in the VA. All right, if John McCain was the president. Okay, for that first term. Okay, it wouldn't have taken 6.5 years for something to happen. Okay, we would have had things all done on this. All right, and we're running low on time, so who's out there? Who's paying attention? All right, does anybody notice that that in everything that's been done, all right, action is never taken. All right, so we have a standby president, and in fact, he's a lame duck president. Okay, because he's not working with the Congress. Okay, he's not working with the other side. The Republicans. We can't. He was supposed to be a unifier, but he's not unifying the people. Okay, instead it's divide and conquer. All of that is divide and conquer. It's just I just don't understand it. Okay, it's not coming into place the way people wanted it to be. Okay, so we're having troubles with this president. Okay, our economy is still in the tank. Our foreign policy is a disaster. Everything is a disaster. All right, and so, my friends, okay, I am going to take you to the last words of the night. Okay, which oh, wait a minute. Hold up a second. That's not what I wanted. Okay, I'm going to take you to the last words of the night. Okay, of which, my friends, I bring up a lot of things. Okay, I brought up a lot of things, but I like to say that I like to send a shout out to Felicity and Susie. Okay, now Susie, number one, has been was in the hospital, but then she got out, and now she actually has her cast off. So we put prayers out for her for fast healing, and she has her cast off. Okay, in fact, it's and she now wears a brace. Okay, in fact, we have a picture of it. Okay, and I'm gonna zoom in on it right here. All right. Okay, there it is, Susie. Now, there's her leg brace. Okay, right there, if you can see that. Okay, but we say our respects to Susie. Okay, and that, my friends, is the last words of the night. Okay? We thank you for watching Political Point Magazine, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Okay? Follow me on Twitter at WilliamMetro2. And also, watch us on YouTube. Alright. Yep, that's right. Okay? Watch us on YouTube every day. Okay? We're here every week. Okay? Thank you for watching Political Point, where the right is right and the left is always on the wrong side of history. Vote Republican. Check us out on the web, facebook.com/beatpolitical, myspace.com/politicalpoint. Email us at politicalpoints@hotmail.com, mccarpet24@hotmail.com, and check out my website on the Elmira City Hall Examiner.